Hey guys, I'm Brooke Robinson, the teen model with too much time on my hands, and today I'll be showing you what's in my backpack for school this year. It's September, so school is or already has started for a lot of us. And if I plan this correctly, this video should be going up one day before my first day of the year. So if you're about to do some super last minute school supply shopping, bare minimum, you are in a rush and just need the quick list, watch this video. And as a high school senior with straight A's for as long as I can remember, I am definitely the person to give this kind of advice, considering I do the bare minimum when it comes to school supplies. And with that, let's get started. Everything I mentioned in today's video will be linked in the description below. This is my backpack. As you can see, it's very simple. There are no fancy pockets or anything. There's no secret spaces, back zips, or anything like that. It's a very simple, easy backpack, which is what you need. It's high school, you don't need that much. The most important thing when it comes to picking a backpack is the strength of the seams on the bag, especially on the corners, and the top of the strap, as well as the padding in the strap itself. Because you need this thing to last for minimum a year. The longer the better though, because you want to be able to reuse a backpack continuously. I know like in society we have this trend of wanting to get new stuff every year because it's like, oh, new stuff, new feeling, when you could just upcycle or reuse the stuff you already have, when that's the more sustainable option. And honestly, that makes me happier than having to find a way to get rid of this old bag to bring in a new bag, especially when it's going to be practically the exact same thing and serve the same purpose. This is the Victoria's Secret Pink Classic Backpack in the color Ensign. It's got 2 side pockets, an exterior zip, and a laptop sleeve. And since they're having us do work on the computers that they gave us over a year ago now, you're gonna need a laptop sleeve or cover or something to make sure it doesn't get scratched by your books. Next is my binder. I've been going back and forth between getting a binder, multiple binders, like one per class, a notebook for every class, or one binder and a bunch of notebooks, or a combination of the two, and by far a singular binder with paper and a folder and dividers is the best option. Because when you think about it, senior year especially, I'm taking 3 classes: cosmetology, algebra, and English. These aren't note-taking heavy classes. Cosmetology, you don't take notes. In English, your notes are very short, and in math, you need scratch paper, and that's about it, because everything else is a handout. So it doesn't make sense for me to buy an entire notebook for a class when I know that based on my writing style, for notes specifically, is very minimal. So I won't fill up an entire book, and that's just going to be a waste of paper. Personally, I feel really weird starting halfway through a notebook to do a new subject. That just feels kind of weird to me. So this is the best option. This is the Up and Up 2-inch Clearview binder with 5-star graphing paper, Norcom college rolled paper, Write-On dividers, also from Up and Up, and I also added in a Up and Up plastic folder just in case there's any stray papers that don't really go to a class. Like if I get it from homeroom or like a meeting or a seminar or something, then I just kind of throw it in this folder here, because it doesn't have a dedicated section. I've been using these materials for years, not these specific ones, but like in general the brand. They are reliable, cheap, durable, and you can almost always get them because there's almost always a Target or a Walmart nearby. So considering how abundant Targets are in this country, you are most likely going to be able to find these materials. If not, just go to Walmart, they will have an equivalent. And the reason I chose Write-On dividers rather than like your normal divider where it's like a little plastic loop and you put a little piece of paper inside, one, doing all of that is very tedious. 2, it's very difficult to change. With a Write-On version, it's made of plastic, so if I write on it with Sharpie, I can just cover it with dry erase marker and then wipe it off, and it comes off clean and I can reuse it for years to come. And that goes for every plastic item in that binder. Next is my school laptop. This is the Acer Chromebook 311. My county has been using these for years. This was issued to me through my school, so I didn't have to pay for it, but I do have a link to it in the description anyway, in case you wanted to just buy one because your school wasn't like offering one or you just wanted a new computer. Sorry, I'm holding it weird. I'm covering my county name because it's got like all the county information on there, and I don't want you guys to know that. It's not your business. They last forever. Like, my county's been using these for about over a decade now, and even though they're really simple, it's a pretty reliable computer. It's got touchscreen, 2 USB ports, charging on both sides, and it's about the size of a piece of printer paper, so it fits in most bags. The battery life is also pretty decent. I only need to charge it maybe once a day for full days of classes, and that includes streaming Zoom classes with a bunch of tabs open and stuff running in the background. As long as you're not taking like a digital art class, you should be fine. And the reason I say that is because this thing cannot handle the Adobe Suite. It can't. It's a Chromebook. It's not going to work that well. Like, that works better on a desktop, especially with how many exterior things you're going to need, like drawing pads and stuff like that. And also, you just can't put them on school computers because counties tend to put software on the computers to prevent you from downloading new information that's not supposed to be there. But you can buy it outside of a county, so if you wanted to try that and see if it works, let me know. And you might have noticed that there's something in this USB port. This is not a flash drive. This is the USB for one of my Logitech mouses that I use specifically for this computer, considering it has a trackpad and I'm not a big fan of those. So I have my Logitech USB mouse. It's battery powered, it takes a AA, and you just turn it off or turn it on and plug in the USB, and then it works just like a normal computer mouse, except it's Bluetooth. Next is my personal pouch. This thing is practically empty because I haven't used it in a while, but I decided recently that it's a good idea to keep one of these on you at almost all times. This is a clear, glittery holographic pouch from Pink that has been discontinued, so I'm just going to link you to another clear plastic pouch from Walmart because in my opinion it serves the same purpose and it's just as good. This thing is old. I got it in middle school and the little zipper teeth are falling apart, but you know what, it still works, so I'm just gonna reuse it. I found it in the top of my closet and decided to use it anyway because there's no point in buying a new one when I have a perfectly good one here that still zips closed. Anyway, the point of a personal pouch, if you've never had one, anything like lip balm, lotion, hand sanitizer, pads, tampons, stuff like that, that all goes in here. And it just makes it super convenient that it's all condensed into one place rather than just floating at the bottom of your bag. As I mentioned before, I'm in a cosmetology class and we are required to wear scrubs and smocks when we're in the lab, which is the part of the classroom that looks like an actual salon and functions as one. And first of all, we all have to wear the same colors so that way we look super cute in uniform. And we have to wear specific things so that way we don't hurt ourselves by spilling chemicals or something. And it happens more frequently than you would probably expect, which is why we practice with things like hair gel and cholesterol, which looks really weird and smells kind of weird, but it's better getting that on your skin than, you know, bleach and not noticing. Anyway, these are the Cherokee Workwear unisex cargo pants in the color black. And if you're in a nursing or an art class, these would also be great because the fabric is kind of thick. Specifically for art class, the fabric is kind of thick, so if you spill paint on them, it won't matter as much than if you spilled it on like your new favorite jeans. A lot of makeup artists have dedicated makeup pants. You put them on to wipe off your makeup brushes. I'm not saying do that, it could ruin your brushes. Same with art brushes and stuff, but it's good to have like a dedicated pair for if those get dirty. And if you're in a nursing course, you already know about scrubs, because like in the health and nursing department out the hall from my cosmetology class, because it's all in the same building, they all wear these exact same scrubs, just in blue. And this is the top. It is not from Cherokee. This is the Diane front zipper jacket, which I got from my school. Had to pay extra for it, but we were required to get this one. So if you're in a cosmetology class, get familiar with this. You're probably gonna end up wearing it at some point. At first I was like, oh my god, nylon, I don't want to wear nylon, it's so loud and just kind of annoying to wear. But literally, if we weren't wearing these, I probably would have gotten in a fight at one point. I'm in cosmetology class, right, and I'm rinsing conditioner out of a mannequin, and accidentally I spray my classmate with the hose of the shampoo bowl. And I was like, oh my god, she's probably so mad at me, like I'd probably just ruined her clothes. I look over and she's just kind of taking off the jacket and doing this, like doing this whole moment, just getting the water off and then getting a hand towel to wipe her arms off. Like literally, this stuff keeps water out. It's like a rain jacket. Buy one, it's important. We are also required to wear shoes. We didn't have to get this brand specifically, but these are the U Bethany slip-on shoes from JCPenney. There's not much to say about them. They're comfortable. Someone is driving? Anyway, and revving their engine? Rude. Anyway, they're comfortable, they're simple, and I wear these every single day in the lab because we're not allowed to wear normal shoes. Because again, if you spill something, example, you spill bleach all over your pair of Jordans, guess what? Your Jordans are ruined. You have to wear clogs instead that are made of plastic. They literally can't be penetrated or stained by bleach. Let's move on to the agenda. I have tried so many different methods for keeping track of schoolwork and school-related things and work things. Tried bullet journals, paper lists, digital lists on my phone, like book planners, not calendar planners, but like planners where it's like, oh, here's the top 3 for the week, and here's little sections for each day, and here's a tiny little calendar for the month. I've tried all of those, and I realized the most effective thing was my elementary school agenda that they gave out and made you pay $15 to replace if you lost it. So obviously I can't ask for one of those because I'm not in elementary school anymore. So this was the next best thing. This is the Blue Sky weekly monthly planning calendar, and it starts from July of this year to June of 2022. It's very simple, very big. Look how big the calendar for the month is. It's a 2-page spread, and then the weekly also a 2-day spread and ginormous. And each page is the size of printer paper. But that's not all that it has. It also has a space for contacts, a personal introduction with room for goal setting. There's note pages, a page for holiday reminders, and then a map of the continental US of all things. Don't know why they didn't put Alaska and Hawaii on there, but anyway. Onto the pencil case. This is the Artist Loft zipper pencil case from Michaels in the shade gray. I just wanted a bit of variation, so I got gray. Inside I have zebra mild liners in the colors vermilion, gray, and violet. I have more, but you only ever need about 2 to 3 highlighters in high school, because there's just not a point for 20 of them. Crayola would beg to differ. I also have the Jelly Roll 05 fine point white gel pen and a random 0.4 fine liner. I can't find the listing for this thing at all. Like literally for the life of me, I can't find it anywhere. Like there's no branding on the pen itself. It's just this felt tip 0.4 pen. So instead I'm going to link you to the Staedtler's Tri-Plus Fine Liner on Michaels. It's still 0.4 and it serves the exact same purpose for me, which is to make downstrokes darker on my note headers, because that's all I use of 0.4 for. I have no reason to use it other than that. There's also my tried and true Uniball Signo 207 pens in both standard and micro, both black, and my Mr. Pen mechanical pencils with an assortment of 0.7 lead. Like I'm talking Pentel, Dollar Tree, the stuff that came with the pencils themselves. Like I just got plenty of 07 lead sitting around. This is the TI-36X Pro. I've been using this thing since like elementary school, I'd say. Like we've had it that long and it still works perfectly fine, still turns on, still types. So you can still multiply, all of that stuff. It can't graph. I can do basic algebra, but it can't graph. But you don't really need to graph if you don't want to. It makes things a lot easier if your calculator does graph though, which is why my school provides them. Thankfully, because I would be ruined if I took a college algebra course and they didn't have graphing calculators, but they do, so I should be okay. But this calculator is also SAT College Board approved, so you can use it on the SAT, like take it into the testing room for the math section. Now, my bag is currently empty, but that does not mean we're done. I still have a lunchbox to go through. This is Bento Heaven's premium bento box. It comes with 2 of these little cases. Mine is just downstairs. I have B-roll going right now so you can see both of them at the same time, but this is essentially what both boxes look like, and they stack on top of each other. There's also this cute little lid, and underneath it, cutlery goes here. I lost the cutlery. So instead of having the cutlery that came with my bento box set, I have the Ava Croc Travel Utensil Kit, which comes with a fork, a knife, chopsticks, straw cleaner, and 2 spoons. Had to count all of that out because it comes with a lot of stuff. Mine is still plastic wrap because I haven't used it that frequently. And also for the straw, I like to keep it in the plastic when it's not being used. So that way any straw not contaminants, or like drink remnant doesn't get in the bag itself. And I keep both of those things, as well as the food that inevitably goes within both items, in my Opux Dome Satchel lunch bag in the striped pattern. There are plenty of patterns that you can get, and also they have a bunch of different lunch bags that you can get. Bento Heaven also has a bunch of different types of bento boxes, but these are just the ones that I ended up getting. But in here, not only do I keep my food box, and cutlery, I also keep my inhaler, tissues, more hand sanitizer. I know it's a lot, but COVID, and just like general food related and somewhat mouth related items. Again, inhalers go in your mouth, so I just keep all of that in here conveniently. I also tend to use this as a bit of a school purse. Like my phone will go in here, charger will go in here, just random stuff that just kind of gets thrown in there, it ends up in here. And that is everything. As per usual, this video took forever because of course it did. It's me. And as always, if you liked the video, like it and say something nice in the comments. If you didn't like it, perfectly understandable. Try not to be too mean. Yes, if you think my content is bad, subscribe, because literally commenting will give this video more engagement and therefore put it back in your YouTube feed, and more of my content will end up in your feed, so you might as well just subscribe and make it easier for YouTube to show you my content anyway. It's clearly you want to engage with it. And obviously if you did like my content, then subscribe. What are you doing? If you like my stuff, subscribe. That's clear by now. YouTube's been around longer than I've been alive. Like, actually, no it hasn't. It's been like, what, 16 years? How old is YouTube? YouTube's been around for 16 years. You know how it works by now, I'm sure. Subscribe if you like someone's content. If you like my content, subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe anyways. You can watch me be better in the future. And if you want to see more of my content aside from YouTube videos, you can follow me on Instagram, which is @_McRobinson_, where I post almost daily. We're not going to say daily because that's not true, but almost daily. You'll get some form of content roughly every day, or multiple times a day. And with that, that's everything. See you guys next time. Bye bye.